Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Hooves, Hardware, and Halligans. And first and foremost, before we dig into this episode, I want to apologize for the 2 month delay. There has been so much crap come up on just my side of things. Hartman, I know you've had your own mess of things going on. Uh, and for our community out there, the few of you that do watch the podcast, thank you all so much for sticking around with us through the ups and downs. Like, it's been a wild ride. And hopefully this time we're going to be back at it and staying in track. Um, Things we're going to dive into this episode is kind of the same thing as usual, just campfire type things, hunting in the outdoors, gaming, fire EMS, medical side of things. We've got a new segment we're throwing in for some hot takes. Not entirely sure how we're going to use that space. But we do have one thing that Hartman wants to bring up in that area. Of course, we've got our Tizem Talk that we always bring up, which, I mean, technically the whole episode is Tism, but, it is what it is. Campfire confessions, and then, of course, our classic mental health conversations we have at the end of every episode. But yeah, we're back after 2 months, and hopefully we're back for good this time. Hartman, you got anything you want to add before we roll into it?
Yeah, I want to say again, we are sorry, guys. Like, we were planning on trying to record some while I was going on vacation, but that just didn't happen because it seemed like I wasn't getting back to the hotel till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, he's a 24-hour person. I'm a, 12-hour person at max. So it was kind of my bad on that, too. We're going to work on some type of contingency to,
I mean,
to
man,
bridge the gaps.
I'm not a morning person or evening person. I'm just a permanently exhausted pigeon.
Permanently exhausted pigeon. I don't think I've ever heard that, but that is going to be the perfect thing ever. But, I mean, when you work a field where you're watching the Devils work, and for me trying to get into a field where I'm going to be hearing the Devils work, like, I mean, you're going to be an exhausted pigeon. That's just kind of how it goes. Or would it be a dove? Either one, I guess.
Bro, I had the chance of getting my nursing license instead of going into the my medic class, and like I couldn't leave the field. I love it too much.
It's a. I mean, and I've been out for what, 5 years now, 4 or 5. When did I move to Georgetown?
Something like that.
About 5 years, roughly.
But yeah, I couldn't tell you.
And like, I miss it every single freaking day. Like if I can get back into it, even if it's just from the 911 side of operations, like, that would just be an absolute treat for me because that gets me back in my zone. Uh, but yeah, we're working on a contingency. We've had the ideal of a contingency of having some uh, pre-recorded episodes to put out there for when we can't record, just to kind of keep you guys in there. And a new thing I just thought about, literally not even 10 minutes ago before we started recording this episode, is maybe doing some type of like Hooves, Hardware, and Halligans After Dark, like a little 30-minute little, just, I don't know what you want to call it, 30 minutes of just Tizem Talk. I, I don't know exactly how that'll go, just an idea I just floated out of my ass, really. um, but yeah, I mean, between life, health, and schedules, it's just not worked out for anybody. But we've got it lined out today so far, so hopefully that'll work. But we'll go ahead and start this off strong with our first little round here. I know you've been busy, so I don't know how deer season has been shaping up for you. I know Kentucky just started deer season back on the 6th, so we're approaching the third week of archery season for Kentucky. I don't know if you've had a chance to get out there and do any scouting or anything of that sort.
God's honest truth, season hasn't went at all for me.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that sucks. I've been one time, and I went to Taylorsville WMA, which is just a little piece down the road from a little podcast studio, gaming warehouse, whatever the hell you want to call what I'm doing. And we found a little place, walked about a mile or two back in the trail. I was like, nobody goes back that far, hardly ever on these public lands. Sitting there, and it gets 8:30, 9 o'clock, and all of a sudden I hear warden service. I was like, fuck. I'm like, I'm legal. I've got all my gear. I'm like, he checks. He's like, well, you got your hunting license. I'm like, yep. He's like, do you have the permit to hunt WMAs? And I was like, that's a thing. He's like, yeah. I was like, I didn't know that. Like, Taylorsville's always been as long as you've got your tags and your license and you got your hunter education card, you're good. He's like, oh, well, that changed this year. It's like, oh, no, I didn't know that. Like, whoops. He's like, oh, it's no big deal. Just, leave, get it fixed. And once that processes, you can come back. Like, I'm not going to bust your chops. He's like, it's the start of the season. I don't want to foul nobody up already. So that kind of ruined my hunt. But I finally got that squared away. So I've been hunting once.
I'm not going to lie. So even hunting, fishing, out on the boat, it does not matter to me. If I hear the words game warden, my mind automatically goes, do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have this? And it doesn't matter how many times that's happened to me, every time. But like if I get pulled over on the car by state troopers or county sheriff or anything like this, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. I'm the same way, and I guess it's because, like, I always have my registration, POI, and my driver's license on me in a vehicle. So if I get stopped, I'm like, here you go. And I go hunting and fishing, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure I've got this, I've got fishing license, I've got my hunting license, I've got my tags, I've got all my equipment. It should be right in the little waterproof Ziploc bag that floats in my hunting pack. Did I bring it? Because as soon as I hear warden service or fishing game or game warden, I'm like, shit. Instant freaking panic. So, like, I share that with you. And hell, scouting that I'd done a little while back, I don't know how many people have watched that video when I went scouting out family property there, next county over. But, I've done that. I've done some scouting on Taylorsville briefly before season, just kind of catching the vibe of it. And where I found was just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you've seen the picture, if I sent it to you or not. I can do that right quick. I'm thinking about it. I sent it to you on Facebook, but there's a little slice of heaven after it got daylight. It is, absolutely gorgeous. And then the other day, I was planning on...
That's pretty.
It is gorgeous. I'll have to figure out how to upload that so everybody can see it. But the other day, I was going to go out to the family property to go do some little early season sitting in the hills, just kind of, thinking the mind through and all that, little brain exercise. And ended up having to go out on FMLA. And of course, when you're out on that, like, technically you're not supposed to do anything but heal. So like I said, I'm not going to push my luck. I'm already pushing my luck as it is with where I work at, so I don't want to push it any further. I missed a chance on that massive buck I've been after for 2 years. He showed up not even... We're talking 45 minutes after safe flight. Broadside right at my camera, probably 30 yards from where I'd had my blind at. Dude, I'm telling you, when I say I'm pissed that I didn't take the chance to go, that killed me. Anyway, I did tinker with some new gear recently for my bow. I've used this brand before, and I didn't like their product, but they've rolled out new stabilizers, silencers, and new sights and everything for archery. So, I got some right before season started. And I say before season started, like right after the last one ended, because to me, season starts as soon as it ends, when you go start prepping for the next season. But I got brand new hardware for my...
While we're on the topic.
No.
While we're on the topic, I had someone ask me the other day, and it really made me think, because I've hunted with and without. But, with your opinion, whisker biscuit or no whisker biscuit?
Well, see, now, you want to get into that. That right there is a big controversy, depending on who you ask. Me, personally, I grew up using a whisker biscuit. That's just kind of my default. But no, I have seen these arrow rests that are, I don't know if they're magnetized, if they're spring loaded, both. I don't know how they work. I've not looked into them. There's like a little V your arrow sits in. It's got felt in there, so it's quiet when you draw back. When you deploy your arrow, that rest drops as soon as the fletchings hit it, and it's supposed to help more accurate and true flight. But I've tested it, and I don't care how much felt I've put on it. I don't care how I've tuned it to my arrow and my bow. It is loud. I can hear it when I draw back at it. I'm like, It's like I went back to my whisker biscuit. I can't hear it whenever I draw back. So like that's just me. Like I'm staying on my whisker.
So now on top of that, have you ever used a single string bow?
You talking like recurve?
Yes.
I
My
have you.
mind, I had a brain fart.
No, I know what you mean. I had to sit and think about it. So like, I've used recurve once or twice, and like, they're good for. And this is my personal opinion. I don't know the true statistics behind it, but man, you've got to get within like 15 yards or less for those things to be effective. And to get like, especially now as far as deer have evolved since the recurve to now the more modern compound bows, you're gonna get lucky to get a deer within 15 yards of you. Like you've got to get really freaking lucky, or you're really high up in a tree, and you've got your scent nailed down to where it's not going to be anywhere remotely close to that deer. So like I've used them. They're fun to shoot. They're
So
instinctive. They're native. Like they're great traditional pieces. Like I'm not knocking them. Like if you can use it and you're accurate and you've harvested animals with those successfully, if that's what you want to use it. I'm not going to knock you. You're still a bow hunter. If you're using a compound bow, hey, cool at you. My only take with compound bow is this, and it's kind of the same with the recurve. Compound bows, especially these newer ones I've seen, can reach out to 90 yards and still at 300 feet per second. You don't need that for a compound bow. Say with recurve, good luck anymore getting deer within 15 yards to shoot one. So like, there's limitations to them in my opinion. I use a compound bow. I've got a Bear, what is it? Adapt, yeah, Bear Adapt is what I've got. Love that thing. It shoots 320 feet per second at like 30 yards. That's all I need. I've got it sighted to 50. I don't want to take a shot at 50, but I've got it just in case I need it. So, I mean, that's just me. Like,
that's fair. Like
you,
I've
you,
shot, I've shot the traditional bows, and I like them. I do for what they are. But like you said, I can hit at 30. That's just me. I've shot them a lot. Granted, my grandfather had and me have native blood, so that's something he wanted to pass down was the ability to shoot the traditional bows.
right.
So obviously, I've used them probably quite a bit more than you, but like you said, they have the limitations with them compared to the compound bows, where you may have you may have 120 pound coming off that bow whenever it comes off, but you're only having to sit there and hold it at like maybe 35.
I think with my draw weight, because I think, don't quote me on what the highest draw weight to go to, because they're always adapting and always changing and always getting better and becoming more adaptive to different styles of hunters. But my bow, I think I've got it at 60 or 65 pound draw, and I can't remember what the let off is. But I mean, that at 10 yards, I think last time I went and sonographed the arrow coming from the bow at 10 yards was still 350 feet per second. Don't quote me on that because that's been 2 years ago. But like, that's a wicked quick for a bow. So I mean, could I use that bow for
Yeah.
ranges longer than 50? Sure. Do I want to? No, because my blind ass can't see that freaking far. I mean, I'm not trying to maim
Well, see,
any.
but like what I was what I was getting at is like, so we all know most compound bows is like you have a 70 pound pull and like 60, 65 pound hole
No.
to hold it back. But the more advanced they get and the better these cams get, the less pressure you have to hold back on
No.
compared to a traditional bow.
You're
If you
pulling
have
it
a
all back.
120 pound pull on it, You have 120. You're pulling every bit of it, and you're sitting and holding it at 120 pounds too. And I don't know how long you've held an arrow back, even with a compound bow. It sucks.
Shit, I don't. I think I timed myself one day, a couple of years ago when I got this new compound bow. Like I said, I think it's got a 65-pound draw, and it's like 30% let off, so I'm still holding back 40-ish, 50-ish pounds roughly. I can't do the math in my head, but like I mean, holding that for a minute to 2 minutes absolutely
Oh, got his ass.
sucks. Because I think 2.5 was my best, and like my arms were, I mean, they were cooked. I couldn't, like I could draw another shot, but holding it back enough to get my aim where I needed to let the arrow go, nah, wasn't happening. Like those that use recurve bows and they can sit and hold it that 60, 70 pounds back for 2, 3 minutes. Like, you're a better man than me. Like, I'll just throw that out there. Now, another one that's opinion for you on this one is crossbows. Like, they have a separate season in Kentucky. I don't know about other states, but like, do you consider those in the archery, or do you consider those more towards a firearm? Because a lot of people are like right at that edge with that one.
I, I feel like I walked the razor's edge with that one because, like, personally, if you have the youth in you to be able to still pull a bow back, you're not going to go to a crossbow.
I'm gonna use a compound bow until I can't draw one no more.
If you have exactly, but for what it is worth, people, I older people that hunt, which I ain't saying I've seen bow hunters in their 70s before that can hang out with the best of the young bloods.
Mm-hmm.
People that are disabled that want to hunt earlier on in the season but can't really use the recoil of a firearm. I could understand using a crossbow. That's just me.
No, I can agree with it. I mean, they have their, like any other piece of hunting equipment, like they have their place. Like, I'm not knocking it. If you prefer to use a compound bow, use it. Prefer to use recurve and traditional, use it. If you want to use, a crossbow, by all means use it. I'm not knocking you as long as you're happy with it and you're harvesting what you're happy with harvesting. But it has its place, in my opinion. Like, if you've got a physical limitation, you can't pull compound, you can't pull recurve, and you still want to hunt early part of the season, September, October, before the Orange Army comes out. I can't say nothing about the Orange Army because I hunt that season too. But like, fine, that's cool. If you're an older person, you can't draw back a compound bow, but you still love the chase of tracking, an animal that you've harvested. You know, then that's a good spot for you is to use compound bow. Shoot, use crossbow. Like, I mean, they've got their place. They've got their limitations, like anything else you use. So you're right. It's a double edged. It's a double edged sword. Like, to me, there's no right or wrong. As long as you're using it legally, you're using it and you're happy with it, and you're successfully harvesting animals, then by all means have fun. Like, that's the whole sphere of outdoors for me, is getting out there, enjoying what's been created on Earth for you to enjoy, and also harvesting what's there for you to harvest. That's the best part of hunting. That's the best part of being outdoors. Now, I think it kind of sucks in a sense that you've got to
With
buy tags and stuff,
with
but
that,
it funds things. So,
it's not even that. If you allowed people to hunt year round, whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, we wouldn't have anything to hunt.
well, now I'm not knocking having specific seasons for certain animals. Like, I'm glad we have that, but purchasing, like if I want to hunt here at the house, or if I want to go out to family property and I want to hunt, I shouldn't have to have a license to hunt family land or my own private land. Now, I can understand for public, because it takes a lot of resources from DNR and the state and feds and stuff to keep those huntable and maintained. So, like, I get that. Like, I get the point of having license. I get the point of having tags and stuff because it does go to helping the conservation effort. It does go to more research and more development of the sport and pinpointing exactly when seasons need to be, when they don't need to be, things of that sort. Like, I'm not knocking it for what it is. It's just if I want to hunt on my own land or if I want to hunt on family land, I shouldn't have to worry about it. Like, that's kind of where I
I
draw my
don't agree
line on
with
it.
you.
No?
I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Because how could you look at a wild animal and say this is the property line you can't go over?
Fair. Fair point. I can't argue with that.
Because how many private properties border public hunting land?
Quite a bit, honestly.
Okay, so that deer, that elk, that deer, that bear, raccoons, whatever, they're going in and out of this property constantly. It
Uh,
don't matter if you put a fence up or not. It doesn't make a difference. They can jump, they'll go through it. Bear, I've seen a bear go straight through a barbed wire fence and not think twice about it.
That's some tough critters.
But they are. But the deer on your property are also going towards the conservation of the public land animals
It is true.
because they're going in and out. They're breeding on and off private property. The younglings are going on and off public and private property. Being able, because they do a quote unquote count of how many deer are in an area. Like a lot of times before deer season starts, you'll see game wardens out and about and not really looking to pin anybody, but they're trying to get a count of how many deer are in the area.
Yeah, they're trying to get like
That way they can. That way they can get like an idea of how many hunting licenses they can sell if you can kill or if you can harvest. I won't say kill because that's another tangent I won't go. I'll go off on if I start.
save
That
that
you
for the hot
harvest,
takes.
you can get but you'll get like you can harvest X amount of does, X amount of bucks.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like I get the point of it. Like back home, like you get, what was it, one buck and one doe? I think it is right now, if I'm not mistaken. Depending on what region you're in.
You can buy you can buy extra tags if you want to.
Right, but
Right
there's a bag
now,
limit.
back in the day, yeah, back in the day, you were only allowed to kill, I think it was one buck and one doe because of how dwindled down the population had got.
Give me just a second here, and I can actually pull up for that area. Give me just a second. Where is it at? There's a way to view it.
Speaking of something, hunting, there's somebody up behind my wife's grandparents' house coon hunting right now.
Nice. Let's see.
Is it even coon season?
I can look here in just a second. Which we're getting kind of off track, so I got to kind of hurry up my
I'll
little
look it up,
side of
hold on.
things. Oh, come on now. Fish and Wildlife's updated their website, and it's a pain to pull anything up. I don't want statistics. Hunting and trapping guide.
Hi, baby. I'm recording a podcast. What are you doing?
There we go.
You want my what? I don't know where your froggy friend went. He's right there. I still see him.
Sorry, folks. He's got to go into father mode, which is nothing wrong with that.
I don't know where he went.
Yeah, let's see. Here we
What,
go.
baby? Oh, he's right there. Okay, we'll get in the house, okay?
So you are in Zone
I was
4.
about to say it's...
So in Zone 4, a hunter may harvest no more than 2 deer in Zone 4 per season. Only one can be antlerless, and antlerless deer cannot be harvested during modern gun season, early muzzleloader season, or the first 6 days of late muzzleloader season. Statewide bag limits apply. So yeah, you can only kill 2 deer in your area. As for like my area, for example,
Okay, so the
so technically,
population's down right now this way then.
yeah. So in my area, for example, in one of the counties that I hunt in, which is Zone One, a hunter may harvest an unlimited number of antlerless deer in Zone 1 using statewide deer permit and additional deer permit. So I can kill as many or harvest as many does as I want, but I am limited to only one antlered. Like it depends on what zone you're in. So like you can only take one antlerless deer and then one buck, depending on the season. So during modern gun, which is usually the breeding season, you can't take a doe. You'd have to read further into it, but I mean, like, just in the gist of it, that's how it's out so far this year. Um, yeah, we went off track a little bit. That's all right. It happens.
Well,
But
but
yeah,
with the raccoon season, it starts October 1st and goes till February 28th. So I about say the dude that I'm seeing up here with the lot is probably looking for the trails and stuff
a little
before the season starts.
pushing his luck if somebody wants to report that. Man,
That like as long as he's not carrying a weapon and not harvesting, there's not really anything you can say about it.
that's true. I mean, technically trespass if they
Because
want to push that
I've not
issue, but
heard dogs.
I mean, if he's not running dogs and he ain't out there actively like harvesting anything, then he's just out for a late night stroll as far as that goes. As long as he's got permission to be on the property. Anyway,
I think if it's the guy I'm thinking is he owns the property above us. So
oh, well, then he should be fine. Um, Here's one for you. I've been meaning to ask you for a while. Any progress on your gaming journey? Have you divulged into the PC world yet?
I have not, and it's mainly been because do not have the ability to tell my daughter no when we're on vacation.
Fair.
So anything she wants to do, we do it. Which
Ain't nothing
has
wrong with
put me in
that.
a position of which has put me in a position of broke goddess right now.
Dude, I can hear you on broke-itis right now. Like, being out of work recently because of the medical conditions I've been having going on has made it a fucking struggle. Um, I mean, I've still been gaming and stuff, but tell you a game that I've recently been playing, that I got back into playing. It's not a new game, but kind of new to me again since they've done a lot of updates and everything to it. Is where'd it go? I don't know if I've sent this one to you or not. It's Into the Flames. So it's like a firefighting simulator in a way, even though now they do have a full fledged firefighting simulator out. But Into the Flames is a really nice one. I've been playing it quite a bit. It's kind of, it gives me that firefighter mindset still, kind of keeps me fresh in it. Been playing the heck out of that, and
So
hmm?
one that I have played recently and really like and think it would be awesome to play on PC is Ready or Not.
Let me see if that one's available for PC right quick. Give me
Have you
just.
heard of it?
I have actually. Let me look right quick.
So
I love how I
while,
can just jump the things that
while
I
you're
need.
looking for it, um, for the people that don't know what it is, Ready or Not is a
Oh,
first-person shooter
dude, they've
that
got a bunch of
is
them.
SWAT team based.
So,
But it is SWAT team based, and you're having to do missions. You have to think on your feet like constantly. It's not, and it's random every time. Like you can play the same mission 3 or 4 times, and it be different every time you play it. There's objectives. There's a certain number of uh perpetrators that you know of at the beginning of a mission. It may change midway through that you have more or you have less, and they had just forced a hostage to pretend like they're being one, if that makes any sense. But I've played quite a few levels on it. One of the guys I work with, he has it for Xbox, and he brings his Xbox to play in our quote unquote downtime when we have it. So
that's a
that was a pretty neat experience for me.
that's a thing. Downtime. Do you
Don't
want?
jinx me.
Do you want me to say
I've
your
cussed
favorite
you out once
words?
in the past 3 months over this.
So I was looking on Steam. Speaking of that game, so they have the base game, but then they've got the LSPD bundle, and then there's one, two, looks like three different DLCs you can get. They've got the
That's
red,
awesome.
they got the Red Year Dark Waters. They've got Red Year Home Invasions, and they also have the Red Year official soundtrack. Oh, so you can get the music. That's freaking dope. So yeah, two DLCs. It looks like a soundtrack, and then the base game or like a big bundle. $50 for the base game and almost $80 for the freaking bundle package. Holy shit! Is the game really that like worth that
That's
much?
probably not that bad, to be honest.
I don't know. I've never played that. Like it sounds hella
But
interesting.
from what I have played of it, yes. So you have to go through a whole training simulator and everything before you can even start doing missions.
No shit. I
And
may.
like you are the commander of the team.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Like that sounds dope. Um, Well, we know what you've been playing during the break. Everybody knows what I've been going on about. Any lessons?
You can't
Recent.
say dope. I'm outside.
Oops. Sorry, I forget. Holler. I've not been back that way in forever. My bad. Not dope. Fentanyl. Shit. No, I can't say that either. Let my Tizem freak fly for a second. Like any type of
I hate it
crossover.
here.
No, you don't. Um, any crossover lessons though, like in the games that you play that correlate to real life?
So that Ready or Not game has actually made me think a lot of having to make sure that you are ready, because like anything honestly can happen anytime. Like you don't know how many times I've just been driving down the road and run up on a car wreck.
Facts. I've done that several times and still run up on
That
car
didn't
wrecks.
sound good.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope, nope. Not gonna be that quick tonight, I guess.
Do I want to know?
Sorry. I heard what sounded like a car wreck or an explosion, one of the two, and I was kind of counting down to see if our tones dropped or not.
Oh, I give it. Wait until 2 o'clock in the morning. You know how that goes. Um. No, I mean you're
But
not.
like just running up on car wreck.
Yeah, I mean because even though I'm not active right now, like I still run up on a shit ton of car wrecks, and I'm like, oh, if I've got the time, I'm gonna jump out and help if they'll let me. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Most of the time, I just direct traffic because that's all they will let me do. But you know, trying to make a good name for myself out in the public relations field in this area since that's where I live now. Um, about
It's where it is.
yeah, what about new tech and fire and EMS world? Anything new other than what we divulged in a couple months ago?
Nothing I really know of. I did see a new kind of what they call a high tourniquet that looks really interesting. I don't know how well it would work in the real world, but from the demonstration I seen online, it looks pretty interesting. So, like, for the people that don't know, tourniquet is a fancy strap that we can tighten down so much that it stops the blood flow to your extremities, like your arms and your legs. When we talk about high tourniquets, if you get shot in the thigh or stabbed or cut or anything like that, there's not a whole lot we can do besides pressure bandage, manual pressure, stuffing the wound or packing the wound, and try to get it stop bleeding. You can't really use a tourniquet on anything above the knee, because like if you get cut or something in the calf or like the lower arm, you're supposed to go one joint up and put a tourniquet on, twist it till the bleeding stops. But like I said, in the upper arm or thigh, there's not a whole lot we can do besides direct pressure, pressure dressings, packing the wound. But now they've got what they call a high tourniquet that goes around your waist, and you tighten it down like you would a normal tourniquet, and then it's got a blood pressure cuff or not like it's like a the boil water blood pressure cuff
Yeah.
that you pump up to 250 milliliters of mercury, which is a measurement base that we use in the medical field and in science in general. But like you pump it up to that, and it's supposed to stop the bleeding. So it's a tourniquet, but it's not a tourniquet, if that makes sense. I think it would be an interesting aspect to try to use.
So it almost puts to rest the old saying that you can't tourniquet a taint. If it were to work in the real world. Like, you get shot in the fucking pelvic bowl or stabbed in that region, there's nothing you can really do other than pack that crap, put pressure, and load and go. Especially in that,
Pretty much.
in the pelvic bowl. I won't have to look that up. I won't have to see what that's
Yeah,
all about.
if I can find the video, I'll send it to you. It's in practice. It seems like it works wonderfully,
But in the
but
field,
you know how things happen in the real world.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can get it through clinical trials and get it approved through the medical boards or whoever, then I mean, if it works and it becomes a practice that you can use in the field without being outside your scope, then I mean, then pour the
So
power to it.
working in the medical field, work in the medical field is so weird compared to other fields that people work in. And like even for fire and police, it's constantly changing, but not as much as it is in EMS. Like used to, what were you taught to do with CPR? If
30
it
and
was a
2,
CPR in progress, what are you taught to do? Not,
BSI,
I ain't
scene
talking about
safety, and
if
all
you were
that fun
on a
stuff.
rig, what do you what
You're asking me questions, and
you
we'll have
get
to
it on your stretcher, you head towards the hospitals,
bag it till you tag it.
you load it, you load it, put it in the truck, go.
Yep.
Now they're teaching to work it on scene.
Less interruption in.
Get your IV. Yep. Get your IV in place. In the bigger cities, they're actually teaching that you don't move them until you get ROSC, return of spontaneous
Circulation.
circulation. Yep.
Hell, I remembered something.
I'm proud of you.
See, my brain works sometimes. Um, yeah, like I've
Don't flatter
heard.
yourself.
I'm trying not to. I mean, I've heard things where they're starting to teach work it on scene and then load and go. But I'm like, I don't, because in one aspect you're preventing an interruption in the CPR process, but you're also interrupting and transporting to a higher level of care. So it's kind of like a win-lose situation. Because like in one aspect, if you don't load and go,
It is, but
and you don't get them where they need to go, CPR may not be the only option. You may not have enough, you know, drugs or whatever in your truck to get ROSC. Like that maybe has some. They may have to crack the chest and manually massage the heart in the hospital, or shock the heart in the hospital, or put pacer pads on, or things of that sort. So like, then again,
so
I don't know what you
my
can and can't
biggest
do in the
argument
field
with
anymore.
CPR. So, do you know who has the highest survival rate of out of hospital cardiac arrest in the world?
Honestly, I do not.
Switzerland.
Really.
Let me double check that.
I mean, leave it to the Swits. They are pretty intelligent beings.
Hold on, I'm checking it.
Oh, excuse me. Hmm.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Yep.
So you have Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and the state of Victoria, Australia.
Yeah, but I just got done
But
looking it up myself.
so if you look at if you pinpoint it, the way that they once you get out of what we would call elementary school or middle school, it may even be as early as middle school in those countries. You were taught CPR,
Yes, it was.
but over there it is a required curriculum to be able to finish school. You have to know CPR. You have to have that card. Over here, it's optional. And even if they do teach it, it's your health teacher with those weird little blow up dolls that click when you push on them, and you're not really learning anything from that. But since everybody over there knows it, and don't get me wrong, like they have AEDs and stuff all over the place in those countries.
Yeah.
But the quicker that you can get someone's blood moving and oxygen going in and out of them, the higher their survival rate. Because in CPR, time is tissue, or time is brain, more or less. The longer you go without oxygen going to your brain, the less likely you are to survive.
Well, not only that, but the longer the effects of not having oxygen go to your brain are, you have a tendency to have a lot of brain loss
Yes.
going on.
Yep. Time is brain tissue.
Yeah, it's true. Um, here you go. Here's a segment that I think you'll like. So, if you want to go ahead and lead this off the way you want to lead it, we talked about this earlier for your hot take here on the recent event of people doing just unhuman celebrations, if you will.
Okay. Okay.
Prepare for this, people.
So
This is going to be a hot
the
take.
incident on the train, I can't. The incident on the incident on the train, I cannot remember that girl's name. God rest her soul. Charlie Kirk. I do not give a damn if you were if you complete Democrat, complete Republican, if you are independent, whatever, red, black, brown, blue. I do not care about the color of your skin, your sexuality, or anything. But the very second you start making fun of another human losing their life, two babies losing their father, and a wife having to raise her kids on her own now, you are a despicable, disgusting human being. Period. And quite frankly, Christian, I don't know if you feel the same way, but if you celebrated the death of another human being, I don't want you as a follower.
No, I have to agree with you on that because it's as simple as this. We're all human. We all bleed the same color. We all think differently. We all act differently. We are all different, but we are all the same. And celebrating someone's death, in especially in the gruesome, well, in any circumstances, but this one in particular, last couple of ones that I've seen, that's made the news because they're different or because they have different views or they're speaking out for their own beliefs or what have you, and you celebrate their murder. You're not a human. You're a monster. And quite frankly, that's not what I support. It's not what Hartman supports. It, and it's not what we want our community to be. Politics aside, sexuality aside, all the federal protected categories aside, no, it's not human to do that. It is not. There's no place for it. Like there's just it's disgusting to even go there.
And personally, and like me personally, I have friends that are Democrat, I have friends that are Republican, I have gay friends, straight friends, transsexual friends. I do not care. I will show everybody the same love and support that you show me, as long as it is reciprocated and you respect me the same way I respect you.
But that's the simplest way to
I
put
have
it.
been taught my entire life that I've been taught my whole life that respect is earned, it is not given.
It is true.
If you respect me, I will respect you. And I'm not saying you have to respect me right off the bat. That is not at all what I'm saying. I also have to earn your respect. but don't treat me like a piece of trash because of my beliefs. Don't say I deserve to die because I believe in X, Y, Z. Being Christian, both love our weapons, love our guns. I love to have the ability. I don't love to have the ability. I it is my God given right to have the ability to defend my family and the ones I love.
Yep.
That's a whole nother tangent I'll get off on. But like,
Whoa.
just because I believe that I have those rights doesn't mean that I'm looking for anything and everything to shoot. The last thing I want to have to do is stand in front of a court because I pulled the trigger and took someone's life, whether it be self defense or not. My entire job is to try to keep people from dying, and I'll be damned if I want to have. I don't. If I would ever take joy in pulling the trigger and having a human on the other end of it.
No, I'd struggle with that myself, because I mean, like, if you look at my background, like you know it, and I know some of our followers know it. Like I've got some law enforcement. I've done some corrections work, fire, EMS, and you know, I've been around the block. Like I've done it, I've seen it, and I don't want to be the one to have to take a life either. Like my whole thing is I want to help preserve life. I want to do my best to help people in their time of need. And if somebody comes at me looking for trouble, don't get me wrong, I'm going to do what I got to do to defend my own. But at the same time, if I can de-escalate the situation and not have to pull the trigger, then great. Like that would be the best outcome out there because everybody gets to live. Yeah, one person may end up in the slammer, but better them in a slammer than them being 6 foot under. But now, if they come at me,
Exactly. So like,
if they come at me or my family with malicious intent to harm, kill, otherwise, and they pull a weapon, there's no room to de-escalate. Like you're gonna have to take action. Like that's all there is to it. And I don't want to do it, but if I ever
see,
have
it's
to,
like,
I will.
well, like me and my wife were talking. If someone broke into my house and for like, I'm taking your TV, I'm taking your PlayStation, I'm taking XYZ, right? Okay, cool, take it, leave.
Yeah, that shit can be
I
replaced.
don't care. Everything I just named off can be replaced. But the second you go after me, my wife, or my daughter, and you can reverse that order, because I promise you, if you try to go after my daughter, you're going to have two very pissed off,
It'd be a
God
bloodbath.
fearing, Second Amendment supporting people coming after you.
I mean, just
But
in
like that's
I mean,
go ahead.
just in my immediate reach, I have access to 6 different weapon platforms. Now, may I mind you, no, they're not hot right now because I do have an autistic child that likes to run around and tinker with things, so they're always put up and out of his reach and unloaded and safe. But somebody comes barring through my door threatening the life of my child or my wife or anybody else in this household, for that matter of fact, then, you know, unfortunately, yeah, I won't have to do some time in a slammer. Yeah, I'm going to have to face a judge and a jury and have to plead my case. But I will do it because that is what has to be done. Now, like you just said, they want to come in my house and they want to take everything in here and not cause harm to anybody. Am I going to be mad? You damn right. But the fact of the matter is, it's stuff that I can replace. It may take time, but I can replace it. You come after a life, you can't replace a life. Like, there's just as simple as that. If they're coming after my life, I'm coming after theirs. If they're coming after my freaking computer or my guns or whatever, I can replace them, take them. I don't, like, you'll go to jail because I know who you are, I know where you're at. You know, we got a good description on you, like, I'll probably get them back then. But, you know, if you're coming after the stuff that I bought with money, take it. I don't care, I'll replace it. If you're coming after my family or myself, no, we ain't doing that. I'm not losing my life over somebody wanting to try to kill me for stupid reasons, or any reason at all, for that matter of fact. So, that's the line that I have to draw it at. Do I want to take a life? No. Will I take a life in pursuit of saving a life? Yes. Especially when it comes to my family. Hate me if you want to, but that's just my take on it.
That's me. I will protect myself up to and including taking life if I have to. That is the last thing I want to do
Oh, for sure.
because I've seen so much. I've seen so much death in this world. It's not even funny. It's death is never funny, like I said earlier. But I don't want to do that.
No.
And God's honest truth, if you talk to any true Second Amendment believer or supporter, rather, I should say, believer, they will tell you almost the exact same thing we just did. The last thing we want to do is have to take a human life, but we will if it is necessary.
Yeah.
If it is necessary.
If it is warranted and is 100% necessary, then on the unfortunate side, yes. But now, don't get me wrong. If I have to shoot somebody in defense of my life or my family's life, I'm going to render aid and do my best to keep them from going over that ridge because that's who I am. I'm going to help them even after I've harmed them and hope that they pull through. But in the same token, you came after my life. You came after my family's life. The chances you gonna make it out, I hate to say it's gonna be slim to none, but like I'm gonna render aid. It's also kind of part of my training that I've been through as well. So it's a double-edged sword. Do I want to take somebody's life? Absolutely not. Not even close to it. Like if I have to, I have to, and I deal with that when it happens. But if I can de-escalate it, if I can get them to go away instead of attempting what they're going to do and they flee and they never cause trouble again, great. But if you have time to de-escalate it, that's the best option. If you don't have time to de-escalate, then your best option, unfortunately, is to pull the trigger.
Yeah, your froggy friend's still here.
I want to send that baby some
You think
frogs.
he likes me? Okay, please don't.
Oh, I'll send her all
You
kind of
have two
frogs.
doggy friends too. Well, I think Cookie come over here and looked while ago. Cookie come over here and looked while ago, but she went back home. I guess I don't know. Sorry, guys.
Hey, you're good, man. Do you think?
Oh,
So one of the good parts
but
about this
while we're on the
podcast
topic
being
of,
a campfire vibe thing is, family. It's part of it.
but while we're on the topic of, I need to speak my piece. How were you on top of taking this man's life? How can you sit here and justify it when he never called anyone to violence? He wanted to talk to try to show you what is wrong and what is right. And there's not very many arguments that Charlie Kirk lost, but when he did, he was humble about it. He would tell them, "Thank you for showing me this."
Yeah, he would admit
I
his
don't
wrongs and his rights.
understand
Like,
how you can take somebody's life that never he would, but I don't understand how you can take the life of a man that never once called for violence.
I don't understand how people can do it either. It's the senseless violence that this world has started to severely fall into. Like, I know it's been like that for longer than we've been around, but I mean, to me, it seems like it's either getting worse or it's repeating itself in some history that hasn't been taught, or it's writing new history. And quite frankly, it needs to stop. Like, everybody as humans need to be able to coexist with each other without the violence of, oh, well, you're a Democrat, oh, you're Republican, or you're African, or you're Caucasian, or you're gay, or you're straight, or you're bi, or you're trans, or whatever. Like, who cares? Everybody's human. Get along with each other If you can't get along with each other, stay away from each other. It's as simple as that. I mean,
So to quote Charlie Kirk, when we stop talking is when the violence starts.
yeah.
The moment you stop trying to understand the way someone else looks at the world, or you stop just completely ignoring their idea of how things are supposed to work, is when the violence starts.
Yes.
And I think we should probably stop there because this is not a political podcast. I
Yeah.
just had to speak my piece.
I was gonna say it was starting to walk that line and getting deep. I was trying to find my boots. Oh shit. Damn. I don't know how to follow that one up. That took the wind right out of my sails. Like, I'm glad you spoke your piece. Like, yeah, like, it's a good thing about this podcast. It gives you the room and the ability to do so, and that kind of plays into a few things. Um, I mean, like, damn, you took the wind out of my sails on that one. um, some awkward silence.
I see this.
You're gonna have to
I
roll
see
us into
this in
one of
our
these other
notes.
segments
PC
because
is
I'm out
overrated.
there.
Consoles.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say you're gonna have to roll us into the next segment because my mind just went blank. um,
Well, I've seen this and like it made me giggle and kind of kicked me out of my soap or off my soapbox. PC's overrated and consoles do it better. So, depending on how you like to play,
very
you can
dependent.
always buy a better graphic card. You can always buy better graphic cards for PCs, which is why I want to get into PC gaming. You can always make your setup better compared to consoles.
And usually a lot cheaper
That
than you can buy a new
once you
console.
buy it, yes, but compared to consoles, where once you buy it, that's it. That's the graphics you get until the new one comes out.
Yep. Now, here's another one here for you.
Don't get me wrong. I love consoles. Don't get me wrong. I think consoles and PCs both have their place because, like, look on the console side, you have a bunch of PlayStation exclusives and Xbox exclusives, but Xbox's new mission, and I may be saying this wrong, they are a PC gaming system set up for TV.
Basically, because most of
Because they're
Xbox's
getting
systems are
embedded with
cross-compatible.
exactly. PlayStation's is not. I think the only other ones they can't get on board is Nintendo, and I don't ever see a Nintendo get on board with game sharing across all platforms.
God, I wish they would, because there's some games for like Nintendo and stuff that I would really love to be able to get on PC and just like get in there and immerse with some of my friends at work because like they're big console people or like portable gaming systems. Like they're big into that stuff. I'm like, man, like, get a PC. Oh, I want a PC. Well, like don't get me wrong, the initial cost of getting a PC and getting a setup you want's going to be up there a
Yep.
little bit, but you can always modify that for a whole lot cheaper than you can paying $1,000 for the newest Xbox or PlayStation. I can spend $400 on a new graphics card and get 4K or 8K or whatever the new frame rate is. Here's one we got on this tangent a while ago too. Crossbows shouldn't count in archery season. No, I mean
I think we done covered that one.
we did, but I seen it. I was like, we got on a tangent on that one. Like they do, but they don't. I don't know. Here's another one too.
So the way I look at it is most of what they consider a firearm is triggered, correct?
But has a propulsion system from black powder or a primer.
Yes, but with that being said, if you just want to go off let's just stick on the trigger thing for a second.
You know,
if you go trigger wise, what's a quick release?
You know, I was getting ready to say, if you look at the release from a compound bow, I don't care if it's a thumb release, I don't care what kind of release it is. It has some way to trigger that gate open or to drop to let that string go forward. Has got a trigger.
Exactly.
I can
So
I
then
can
that
send
would
you a
disqualify
picture.
compound bows and everything.
Right, I was gonna say I can send you a picture of the release I use for my bow. It's an old release, but I love to use it because it's what I like to use. It's got a trigger, so like I don't know why people are on the hotbox. Oh, crossbows shouldn't count. They operate the same as a compound bow. It's a bolt and a trigger and a scope versus a peep sight and your regular sights with a freaking arrow release or a not arrow release, a freaking that quick release. Fuck. You know what I'm talking about. I went on a
You'll get it
brain.
out eventually, won't you?
My brain dropped for a second. Sorry, I lost some internal frames. Um, but like getting back to like the release that I use for my bow. There you go. I got to it. Um, like it's an old thing. Like a lot of people are on this. Oh, these new releases are a whole lot better than the old ones. Well, yeah, I mean the new ones. You kind of get a better anchor point with your hand turned over, and you form a better got a better form to you. But I mean, I can take that release that I use and turn my hand upside down if I wanted to, because it's got that 360-degree swivel. The benefit to having one of the new thumb releases is you can clip it on your bow and leave it hanging there. When you're ready to use it, you just grab it and pull back. Versus the release I use, it straps around my wrist and comes between my index finger and my middle finger, and I have to keep it on my wrist, and it has a tendency to get kind of clangy with the stand or whatever. But like it all depends on what you're comfortable with. I like the older equipment. A lot of people like the new equipment. It is what it is. Um,
All right. So we've been away for 2 months. What's your biggest screw up that you've had the past couple of months?
I could get on the tangent, the one that I had today, but I don't. I don't think that's exactly made for public ears. Um,
You want me to go first?
yeah, I'll let you go first. I'll let you break the ice.
All right. You were not allowed to laugh at me, and I promise you, I will drive the 3 hours to your house tonight
Oh
and kick
God,
it.
you cut out.
I said, you're not allowed to laugh at me. If you do, I will drive to your house, the 3 hours to your house from mine, and I will fight you tonight.
Fair enough.
All right. So, we went on vacation. We were at the beach.
No.
So it was a nice, beautiful night. Moon was nice and bright. My mom and my little girl were walking about 50 to 75 yards ahead of us, and far enough to where I could still see them if someone tried to do anything. And but far enough back to where me and my wife kind of had a little bit of privacy. Having adult, I won't say adult time, but being able to be away as just a couple. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Be,
So
be able to have some light intimacy with each other without getting graphic.
yeah, uh, just enjoying each other's company walking down the beach. We don't get that a whole lot. So, and I know there's a lot of people like, well, you guys work together. Well, yeah, but like that's not the same. Yeah, we're constantly together, but like working with your significant other is hard. Like I love my wife to death, but like there's sometimes at work I just want to kind of fight her.
Jesus.
Anyway, that's a totally different story. We'll go over that next time. Um, so our little girl comes running, Mommy, Daddy, I found a crab. What? There's no way you found a crab, kid. We figured, it was just a seashell that kind of looked like a crab, or like she used to have hermit crabs at one time and found the nice shaped seashell that maybe a crab or hermit crab was in, right?
No.
We get up there Sure enough, it's a crab. It's a little fiddler crab. So I've seen on nature shows and stuff that you can pick them up from the back and they can't get you. I will tell you right now, first-hand experience, those nature shows lie.
I think I could.
That little SOB got the tip of my finger. Do what?
Cause I think I could have told you that the shows lie.
But that little SOB got the tip of my index finger, and I slung it about the time my wife called her grandparents to show them. And all you seen, you like the toddler had the phone away. My wife ran away.
Jesus. Please tell me you didn't hit her with a fiddler crab.
Uh, well, it did hit her, but it didn't pinch her. It pinched me though. It got me good.
That's a good thing. Hell, one of my scripts over the last
I'm
couple.
pretty. I'm pretty sure it got me with a.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure it got me. So crabs have like a tack claw and a crusher claw. Like one of them's smaller than the other.
Yeah,
That makes
pincher and a
sense.
crusher.
But I'm pretty sure he got me with crusher claw. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got me with his crusher claw.
Yeah,
Like
that.
it brought the blood. It hurt.
Oh, I guarantee it. Do you not watch Deadliest Catch? Is that show still on the air? Did I just age myself?
You know this little. Yeah, it's still in there.
Okay.
For all those wandering Christians like 30.
You're right there with me, big dog.
I know. Shut up.
Hell, you want to talk about one of my biggest screw ups in the last couple of months is so like normally I change the oil on the wife's car and my car because I don't usually trust places to do it because I've been screwed a couple of times. My being myself, I got lazy the other day.
Before before you before you go any further, have you seen the video of the woman that's like, "We don't need no man," and she's poured like uh
Vegetable oil in her
window washer
car.
fluid in the oil pan?
Yes, I have.
No, it was the window washer stuff where she just poured it in the oil intake, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I've seen that, and then I've seen a clip from Concept 3 Performance maybe on TikTok where they took somebody's oil drain pan out that done that, and their oil was like gelatin. Like you could slap it and it would just jiggle. Like it was bad. No, but speaking of that, like I went,
With a what? You
they
cut out.
they dropped the oil pan off this lady's car. Yeah, I think it was Concept 3 Performance on YouTube that posted the video, or it might have been one of the TikTokers I follow. Either way, when they pulled the oil pan, the oil was like gelatin, like refrigerated jello. You could smack it and it would jiggle.
That's awesome.
Like the lady, the customer, I don't know, male, female, don't know, brought the vehicle into him. It's like, oh, well, it's running weird. And it's like, huh, that's weird. They pulled the dipstick out and like a string of oil, like a foot long, followed it out of the freaking block. Like, I wonder why your engine's not running good. Anyway, we took her car to get an oil change done because she's got some road trips coming up and everything. And usually, like I said, I usually do it myself.
Are you there?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Christian.
Can you hear me? Check, check, check. It's weird.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I don't. Your internet or my internet one's freaking out.
The old Sprint commercials. Can you hear
Oh
me now?
God, no, you just aged us. But no, like we went to go get our oil change at oil change place down in town, and some bitches didn't put a new crush washer on to the oil drain plug, and it was dripping oil. I didn't know it. Her grandfather tells me about it. I look underneath the car. Sure enough, it's in there just little tiny drops of oil coming out. I got to looking. Not even a brand, not even a used, like a good used crush washer. Like it was the last one that I replaced. And I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. So I had to drain the oil out that just got put in her car, take my car that's having some intermittent AC and transmission issues, to get a new crush washer, and had to refill the oil again. Not only did I do that, but I forgot to filter the oil after I put it into the little collection thing I was using. And we had to have the engine flushed and had to have new oil put in it because it gummed up on the little oil pump thing. So yeah, that's my screw up. That costed us, boom, oil change, crush washer, and take it get it fixed was like, I don't know, $1,500. And I've been in and out of work because of my health condition. Set us behind financially in a pretty bad way. So, there's my screw up recently. But there's been another issue where I've had to laugh at myself recently. So, the shotgun that I have, it's not a new shotgun, but it's new to me. And, for the most part, I've always owned not semi-automatic, but pump shotguns. They're easier to use, easier to maintain, easier to fix. One I have now is a semi-automatic. Now you can make it run as a single shot, or you can make it run as a semi-auto. My dumbass forgot how to do that. So now I was out shooting clay pigeons the other day, loaded in my 3, slide the rack back, threw one in the chamber, shot, it popped the shell out. Went to go get the next clay pigeon that went in the air, and it just click. So what the hell? So I bring the slide back, it didn't chamber one. I was like, oh, that's weird. When I bring the slide back all the way, it locks out because it's in single. It's like, oh, shit. So I just hit the same button that I hit. Slide goes up, round goes in, boom, does it again. So what the hell? Come to figure out, if you hit the red switch, it operates as a single fire. If you hit the green switch, it does semi-auto. My dumbass never knew that because I've never used the shotgun that I have. I wasn't familiar with it. So, I had to use it as a laughable and learnable lesson. Like, oh, okay, fucking makes sense. Ooh. But for the community out there, in the comments, either on Discord, YouTube, wherever you see this, drop us your hot take or your funniest outdoors moments, gaming moments, or just anything in general that we've covered so far in this episode. Maybe it might be brought up in the next episode. Something we can all sit back and laugh at as a community together. And, of course, again, thanks for everybody sticking with us. I know the last 2 months has been chaotic. And, as the host of the podcast, I will apologize for that. That's mainly been on me. And, like Hartman said earlier, we've had a bunch of stuff going on. So, we appreciate everybody that stayed around. And I've had a couple people reach out. It was like, hey, where's the podcast? Where's the podcast? Did y'all shut the podcast down? Are y'all coming? No, we're here. We're just not. Yeah, I mean, do you want to close this sucker out?
I do have one question that I want answers to.
Oh, God.
If you shit your pants, but no one else, but you change before anyone can see or smell it, did you really shit yourself?
Yeah.
I've already got your answer. I want to hear their answer.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good call to action, folks, right there. Write it down and put it out there. If you shit your pants, but you were able to change before anybody sees or notices, did you truly shit yourself? That's better than anything I come up with. And with that, Hartman, close us out, bro.
Guys, remember, everyone's got problems. You never truly know what anybody's going through. So if you're having issues, reach out. Find someone you trust. Your mental health matters. You matter. Know this world would not be a better place without you in it. I know I've had those thoughts. Christian's had those thoughts. Me and him have stayed up many nights talking to each other because one of us has slipped into one of those moods. You matter. You belong here. You are loved. You wouldn't have been put on this earth if you weren't supposed to be here.
That's a fair point. And with that being said, folks, like there's resources out there. There's you can text the hotline, you can call the hotline, call 911, go to the nearest hospital. Like somebody out there will help you. And like if all else fails, reach out to one of us. Like I've always got my phone close to me. I'm usually by the desk, somewhere where I can get to you. Hartman, I know you've got the same capabilities. You've got resources that you can also give them to help them as well. So I mean, you're not alone in this fight. We all want everybody to stay and continue your story. But with that being said,
I've said
folks,
it before and I'll say it again.
go ahead.
I have always been the person that I may hate your guts. I may never want to talk to you ever. If you called me and said I'm having a hard time, or you messaged me saying I'm having a hard time, I'm gonna stay up and either help you get the resources you need or to give you a reason to stay. And I know it may sound stupid. Let's give them a reason to stay. I've heard somebody tell me, I've heard someone tell a female, stick around until your shampoo and conditioner runs out at the same time. It may sound stupid, but it gives you a reason to keep going.
It is true. All right, folks. With that being said, as always, have fun doing what you're doing. Be safe doing what you're doing, and remember these key points. Do not add to the population. Do not subtract from the population. Do not end up in the hospital, newspaper, or jail. If you end up in jail, make sure you establish dominance quickly and pray and hope you've got somebody that's got bail money. And with that, folks, this is going to be a wrap on this episode. We will talk to you all very soon, either in the comments or on the next episode. So until then, like I said, have fun, enjoy that safety brief, and reach out if you need help. Because it's perfectly fine, and it's perfectly okay to not be okay. And you all take care.